Hello people, this is me Profar. Let's get straight to the point. I need a quality InuYasha fighting game. If you guys have been following my channel, you already know that I am a fan of InuYasha. InuYasha is probably the first anime that really got me into like shonen, action and adventure anime shows. I'm actually revisiting the show with the boys on Discord. We are at the Band of 7 arc now, approaching InuYasha's big fight with Bankotsu. Hopefully we can finish the show all together as well. Couple of months ago, I made a video called Top 5 Possible Ideas for an Anime Game, in which one of my entry was an InuYasha game. I said on that video that I wanted to have an InuYasha Musou game, and I still do until this day. However, another genre I wanted to have for InuYasha is a fighting game. I've said it as well that I do believe a lot of anime works really well with fighting games, if they are done right, of course. Now, one of my favorite PS1 games is InuYasha, A Feudal Fairy Tale. It's a 2D fighting game for InuYasha that came out really late in the PS1 lifespan. The game was developed by Dimps, who also made one of my favorite beat-em-up games on the GBA, Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure. The game itself is pretty simplistic and decent. However, the game does leave a lot more to be desired. Revisiting InuYasha, A Feudal Fairy Tale actually made me appreciate the game even more for what it is. I love the visuals in the game. I think it was really well done. No doubt whatsoever, Dimps really know how to make good 2D sprites, especially with anime characters. Like I said, the combat is simplistic, but it doesn't take away my enjoyment from the game. It's one of those easy pickup kind of games that you can have fun with alone or together with friends. The game has both a one-on-one fight and a two-on-two fight. The game also has some mini-games, basically to give more content. Now, the only downside to this game for me is that there are only 12 characters in the roster. I understand that the anime has not gone far enough, but they could have at least given more than just 12 characters in the roster. For example, why isn't Kohaku in the game? He is an important character in the anime. You got Sango in the game, why not Kohaku as well? How about some one-off villains that played important roles in the anime? For example, Yura, Urasue, Hiten, Tsubaki, and more. Let's get back into topic here. Whenever I play InuYasha, A Feudal Fairy Tale, I can't stop thinking to myself, imagine if we have a high-quality InuYasha fighting game. What if this game was developed with a lot more budget and effort put into? Can you imagine how really good it can be if we have like Arxis or Type Moon quality of fighting games with an IP like InuYasha? I'm down with that, honestly. This leads me to my main talking point. I would love to see a new quality fighting game with InuYasha. InuYasha is still one of the most popular anime series out there. I understand that InuYasha is, well, not as popular as your Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, and shows like that. Regardless though, InuYasha still has its popularity, and the potential to create amazing games from InuYasha is massive. Some of you may say,
but Profar, InuYasha is 20 plus years old. Why would you want to have a game based of a 20-year-old anime?
Listen, dudes, Fist of the North Star is turning 40 years old this year. There are still North Star games as we speak today. You don't see anyone complaining the idea of a new North Star game, don't you? There are also people who still want to see a new Yu Yu Hakusho game despite the anime being 30 years old. The age of a popular good anime means absolutely nothing. Anyways, what kind of fighting game I would like to see with InuYasha? Honestly, I can see two different possibilities that we can do with it. The first possibility is probably the obvious one, an Arxis 2D fighting game. The Arxis 3D graphic engine just works perfectly with a lot of anime-like fighting games. You got games like Dragon Ball FighterZ, Guilty Gear Strive, and Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which are all quality games with the anime style done well. I'm sure Arxis can work with an InuYasha fighting game, both visual and gameplay standpoints. The other possibility is a Marvel vs. Capcom-like 2D fighting game. The developer of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Iding, has made a game with InuYasha as well back in the PS2. It's called InuYasha Feudal Combat. Now, if they are to make an InuYasha fighting game again with a similar style of gameplay and graphics of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, that would be a good option as well. I wouldn't mind InuYasha being a one-on-one fighting game or a tag team fighting game. It can work either way in my opinion. The only thing that matters to me is that we can have a quality InuYasha fighting game. Another thing I would love for an InuYasha fighting game is a strong roster. Both Feudal Fairy Tale and Feudal Combat unfortunately had a pretty weak roster. My ideal number for characters of an InuYasha fighting game would be around 25 to 30. You can add more characters as well via DLCs. For example, have characters from Yashahime as DLCs. How about movie exclusive characters as DLCs? That can work. Or something I once pitched out, have other Rumiko characters in the game as DLCs such as Lam and Ranma. So yeah, that's it everyone. I just wanted to make a short video of a fantasy game that I always wanted for a while now. Will the idea of quality InuYasha game come true? Most likely not, but as I said everyone, it's good to imagine such an idea regardless. Alright, what are your thoughts about an InuYasha game? Do you have any other ideas that you would like to see for an anime game? Let me know in the comment section below. With that being said, everyone, this is me, Profar. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you dislike it, give me a thumbs down. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, join the Profar Mokuri Hunter X Discord server, and I'll see you guys in the next video.